We're back. Only difference is we're actually not. And I know usually I come in for my streams with gameplay footage already started up, but this isn't your standard game. This is what many people thought was a troll release by Bethesda called Skyrim Very Special Edition. So, I got the Amazon Alexa app up here, and yes, it also works on the app, as well as your Echo Dot speakers. So, or any speakers that have Alexa on it, really. So,
also, just randomly, you did want to show this off, just that you picked these up.
Oh yeah, plus Mini Haul, Ghost in the Shell, and Assassin's Creed.
They've got some really good deals at Walmart right now on movies.
Yeah.
Blu-ray for $4.
Yeah, that ain't a bad deal.
And I got Lego Batman.
So yeah.
And then we also have these.
Yeah.
Hot Cocoa Hershey Kisses. Milk chocolate with marshmallow flavored cream in the middle.
Anyways, let's get this shit started. Alright. Play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim, adventurer. You were standing at a crossroads deciding where to go. In one direction is a spooky lighthouse, in the other is a small hamlet. Where would you like to go?
Spooky Lighthouse.
Once at the spooky lighthouse, a Khajiit baker greets you. She tells you of the terrible evil lurking in a nearby ruined fort that has been terrorizing the spooky lighthouse. Will you lend your spell and steel to her cause?
Yes.
You arrive at your first dungeon. As the mighty Dovahkiin, you obviously already know that you can use your weapon, cast spell, or shout to battle your enemies. And, seeing as how you're Skyrim's chosen one, you certainly will never ever need to ask to flee when facing an enemy too powerful for you. Nope, a powerful warrior like you won't ever need to flee, or even take enough damage to ask, what is my health? So let's continue. You follow the quest marker to your destination. You step over some debris and notice this is an old Nordic ruin. You wonder if they are the friendly kind of Nords, or the unfriendly kind. Will you press forward on your quest?
Yes.
The first thing you see is a table filled with ancient cheese wheels. They obviously didn't starve to death. A bandit leaps out in front of you. He won't let you leave without a fight. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your sparks shock the bandit. Your magic skill has increased to level 2. You have learned new spells. The bandit swings his weapon at you. You take 7 damage. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Foos. Your unrelenting force tosses the bandit into the air. He crashes to the ground. Your thumb grows mighty. Your shout skill has increased to level 2. The bandit swings his weapon at you. You take 7 damage. What would you like to do?
Use weapon.
Your dagger slashes the bandit. Your foe is resistant to this type of attack.
Shit.
Your skill with arms has increased to level 2. The bandit swings his weapon at you. You take 7 damage. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your sparks shock the bandit. He collapses to the ground. You have triumphed. You have 79 health. Your magicka swells with arcane power. Your magic skill has increased to level 3. You loot the bandit's remains, find a superior iron war axe, and cast aside your old weapon. There are 2 ways forward, a stone staircase and a sagging wooden archway. Which do you choose?
Stone staircase.
You move deeper into the fort. Several fur-covered beds rest against the walls. You smell vermin. A disease-ridden skeever appears.
Ew.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your war axe slashes deeply into the skeever. The skeever whimpers and dies. You survived the battle. Your health is at 79. Your skill with arms has increased to level 3. You loot the skeever's remains, Find a superior iron dagger, and cast aside your old weapon. There are 2 ways forward, a wooden staircase and a portcullis gate. Which do you choose?
Escape.
There are 2 ways forward, a wooden staircase and a portcullis gate. Which do you choose?
Portcullis escape.
You move deeper into the fort. A stone bridge leads to a wide platform. You step into a pile of webs. Uh-oh. You're stuck. And a
Shit.
small frostbite spider starts crawling towards you. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Foos. Your unrelenting force tosses the small frostbite spider into the air. It crashes to the ground. Your foe is resistant to this type of attack.
Shit.
Your shout skill has increased to level 3. You now command unrelenting force. The small frostbite spider bites you. You take 7 damage. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your flames sear the small frostbite spider. Your flames devour your foe. Yum. Smells like hork or stew. You are victorious. Your health is at 72. There are 2 ways forward, a definitely not booby-trapped hallway and a broken open gate. Which do you choose?
Broken gate.
You move deeper into the fort.
Definitely not
A skeever
trapped.
roasts on a spit in the hearth, unattended. You ready your thumb for the final battle. The sound of creaking bones alerts you to an armored skeleton warlord blocking your way. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Foos row. Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. The skeleton warlord swings his ancient weapon. You take 7 damage. What would
Shit.
you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your sparks zap the skeleton warlord. Your foe is resistant to this type of attack. The skeleton warlord swings his ancient weapon. You take 7 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
You only have a dagger.
Your dagger eviscerates the skeleton warlord. The skeleton warlord shatters into bits of bone. You have triumphed. You have 58 health. You have successfully cleared the ruined fort of evil. This should earn you a generous reward. You pull a lever and a path opens to the fort's entrance. How convenient. The Khajiit breathes a sigh of relief and thanks you for putting down every last one of those vile villains. They really had it coming. She tosses you a Nuka-Cola. This must be some sort of mistake. You head out on the road.
It's a Fallout
After
drink.
an uncomfortable run-in with something more escorting a prisoner, you arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is a fortified town. In the other is a small hamlet. Where would you like to go?
Fortified town.
Oh, shit. Crashed.
So you have to start over now.
No, I think it should, start. Play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim, adventurer. You had chosen to walk towards the fortified town. Once at the fortified town, an Altmer House Carl greets you. He looks quite sad. He tells you his childhood friend was killed by a mysterious evil in a misty mountain.
God damn it. Hold on. Let me...
Technical difficulties. While he's doing that, I'm gonna open these.
Yeah, and YouTube background process. I want to restart Alexa here. Damn it.
There goes the grip. It's fine. It's fine. Look, they've got little marshmallows on them. They smell good.
Play Skyrim.
Welcome back to Skyrim, adventurer. You had chosen to walk towards a fortified town. Once at the fortified town, an Argonian apothecary greets you. She tells you of the terrible evil lurking in a nearby cave that has been terrorizing the fortified town.
Son of a bitch.
Just keep crashing.
Yeah. Damn it. This is why I need an Echo Dot.
You know I'm going to be putting this on my channel too, right?
Yeah.
You know they've got still got the deal for the Echo Dot and the Fire Stick for $40.
I might have to take that.
I don't need a Fire Stick though.
We can give that to Sedoya. Brand new Fire Stick with a remote.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And then we have the Echo Dot dedicated for Skyrim. Oh, well, it can also work as a Bluetooth speaker too, so.
Here.
Alright.
Here.
Alright.
1, 2.
Mm. Hmm.
Mm.
Kind of interesting. A nice hint of marshmallow.
That chocolate's really good. Do you remember those s'mores Ritz Bits minis?
Yeah,
That's what it tastes like.
precisely.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. How do I know if that actually pairs well with
It
this?
doesn't taste like a
Cocoa?
cup of hot cocoa, but it's really good.
That actually pairs well with my coffee. Anyways, let's try this again.
Otherwise, it's going to be a very short stream. I'll do it this time.
Right.
Play Skyrim.
Will you lend your spell and steel to her cause?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. The cave in front of you seems quiet. Perhaps too quiet. Are you ready to face the peril ahead?
Yes.
The cave's damp odor floods your nostrils, with just a hint of skeever droppings. A
Yeah.
deranged Khajiit looks at you with wild eyes, like a kitten staring at a ball of yarn. Which makes sense, you suppose. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your dagger cuts the deranged Khajiit. The deranged Khajiit scratches at your face. You take 8 damage.
Shit.
What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your mighty shout slams the deranged Khajiit into the dirt. The deranged Khajiit scratches at your face. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your sparks shock the deranged Khajiit, causing him to convulse and fall to the floor. You have triumphed. You have 84 health.
Oh, we got
Your
a healing.
magicka swells with arcane power. Your magic skill has increased to level 4. There are 3 paths forward, a mushroom-covered tunnel, a rotating stone door, and a decaying old door. Which do you choose?
Mushroom.
There are 3 paths forward, a mushroom-covered tunnel, a rotating stone door, and a decaying old door. Which do you choose?
Rotating stone door.
You move deeper into the cave. You splash through a shallow river and the cold water sends a chill from your feet to your spine. You step into a pile of webs. Uh-oh. You're stuck. And a small frostbite spider starts
Oh, we've got
crawling
friends.
towards
I
you.
got this.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your raised zombie bites the small frostbite spider. Your foe breathes its last. Necromancy is always so rewarding. You survived the battle. Your health is at 84. There are 2 ways forward, a rope walkway to a corridor and an abandoned mine shaft. Which do you choose?
Abandoned mine shaft.
You move deeper into the cave. Roots poke through the cave's rocky ceiling and a trickle of fresh water flows down them. As you venture forward, the ground begins to shake perceptibly. Looks like trouble. The room brightens up with an otherworldly light. A flame atronach twists in the air, blocking your path. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. Your thum grows mighty. Your shout skill has increased to level 4. The flame atronach hurls a ball of fire at you. You take 16 damage.
Oh shit.
What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your sparks shock the flame atronach. Your foe has some resistance to that attack. The flame atronach hurls a ball of fire at you. You take 16 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your dagger cuts the flame atronach. Your skill with arms has increased to level 4. The flame atronach misses you with a ball of fire. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your dagger pierces the chest of the flame atronach. The flame atronach is cast back into oblivion. You are victorious. Your health is at 52. You ignore the useless junk in the flame atronach's inventory and find an epic iron sword. Ooh, shiny. You have successfully cleared the cave of evil. This should earn you a generous reward. You hop down a ledge and find yourself at the cave's entrance. Neat.
Ooh, shiny.
The
That's me.
Argonian breathes a sigh of relief and thanks you for putting down every last one of those vile villains. They really had it coming. She tosses you a greater soul gem. You shake it to see if there's a soul inside. Nope. You head out on the road. After stopping to converse with some old bearded men on top of a mountain, you arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is a busy trading post. In the other is an ancient standing stone. Where would you like to go?
Ancient standing stone.
You meet an Ort farmer at the ancient standing stone. She's lost an item of great sentimental value, a wedding band. She
Okay.
begs you to retrieve it for her. Will you lend your aid to this desperate farmer?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. A great mountain stands before you. Will you venture in?
Yes.
The remnants of stone steps dot your path. An adoring fan has been stalking you for weeks. He's harmless but so annoying. He really needs to die. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Oh.
Your sparks shock the adoring fan. The adoring fan tries to give you a hug. You take 5 damage. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your mighty shout slams the adoring fan into the dirt. The adoring fan croaks one last breath. Defeated. You are victorious. Your
Oh, I
health is
did
at
let it hurt the
95.
poor fella.
There are 2 paths before you. A
not even
frost-covered scramble and a wide ridge. Which do you choose?
Frost-covered scramble.
You venture further up the mountain. You arrived at Crumbling Tower, nearly collapsing under its own ancient weight. A wild-eyed forsworn blocks your path. He looks tough, and totally psychotic. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast fire.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout,
Come on.
or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell. Fire,
Your raised
please.
zombie strikes the Forsworn. Your magic skill has increased to level 5. You have learned new spells. The Forsworn wildly swings his dual swords. You
Oh,
take 7 damage.
shit.
What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. The Forsworn croaks one last breath. Defeated. You are victorious. Your health is at 88. There are 2 ways forward. A perilous footpath and a natural stone bridge. Which do you choose?
A perilous path.
You venture further up the mountain. Cut into the mountainside is an ancient shrine. The offerings, however, are fresh. Someone is rummaging through a container. It's a forsworn forager. She wants a fight. You can attack with weapon, cast spell,
Shrine,
use
that's
shout,
Zelda.
or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your sword strikes the forsworn forager. The forsworn forager draws her bow and fires. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack. Use spell. Cast spell.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your flames sear the forsworn forager. The forsworn forager draws her bow and fires. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your unrelenting force throws the forsworn forager back, staggering her. The forsworn forager croaks one last breath. Defeated. You are victorious. Your health is at 72. There are 2 paths before you, a misty plateau and a snowberry-lined footpath. Which do you choose?
Misty Plateau.
You venture further up the mountain. The view is now so magnificent you take a screenshot. Someone is rummaging through a container. It's a forsworn forager. She wants a
Okay.
fight. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your mighty shout slams the forsworn forager into the dirt. The forsworn forager is resistant to that attack.
Well,
Your thing
shit.
grows mighty. Your shout skill has increased to level 5. The forsworn forager draws her bow and fires. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your frostbite chills the forsworn forager. The forsworn forager draws her bow and fires. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your sword impales the forsworn forager. The forsworn forager looks up at you and promises that 3 more will rise in his place, right before you decapitate her. You are victorious. Your health is at 56. There are 2 ways forward, a wide ridge and a large boulder scramble. Which do you choose?
Wide ridge.
You venture further up the mountain. The crunch of your boots in the snow seems to have attracted trouble. You ready a spell in your hand, anticipating the threat ahead. Then again, you had better dual cast it. A vicious saber cat has been stalking you. It leaps out to attack. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your conjured familiar gnashes at the saber cat. The saber cat leaps at you. You take 11 damage. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your unrelenting force tosses the saber cat into the air. It crashes to the ground. Your foe is resistant to this type of attack. The saber cat leaps at you. You take 11 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your sword strikes the saber cat. Your skill with arms has increased to level 5. The saber cat leaps at you, but it overshoots. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your raised zombie bites the saber cat. Your foe breathes its last. Necromancy is always so rewarding. You survived the battle. Your health is at 34.
Oh shit.
Your magicka swells with arcane power. Your magic skill has increased to level 6. You ignore the useless junk in the saber cat's inventory and find a legendary iron war axe. Ooh, shiny. You pick up the wedding band, determined to return it to its rightful owner. You made it all the way around the mountain back to where you began. Funny how walking in a circle will do that. The Nord farmer thanks you for retrieving her wedding band. How could she live with it? As a reward, she gives you an imp stool. Unfortunately, this is not a mushroom but the droppings of an imp. You head out on the road. After stopping to converse with some old bearded men on top of a mountain, you arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is a foggy dock, in the other is a fortified town. Where would you like to go?
Foggy dock.
Once at the foggy dock, an Argonian priest greets you. He tells you of the terrible evil lurking in a nearby mountain pass that has been terrorizing the foggy dock. Will you lend your spell and steel to his cause?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. Red and blue flowers adorn the rocky base. You would pick one, but you already have 99. Will you press forward on your quest?
Yes.
The remnants of stone steps dot your path. A howl catches your ear. A black wolf is charging you, teeth bared. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your war axe viciously rends the wolf. The wolf whimpers and dies. You have triumphed. You have 100 health. There are 3 paths
Nice.
forward, a tree-lined trail, a frozen ice bridge, and a treeless plateau. Which do you choose?
Frozen bridge.
Of course you'd pick that.
You venture further up the mountain. You hear the roar of a mighty dragon. Then again, no you don't. Just the wind. An unnatural coldness creeps over you. An apprentice ice mage stands before you. He seems unsure of his skills. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your conjured familiar leaps at the apprentice ice mage. Your foe has some resistance to that attack. The apprentice
Shit.
ice mage releases streams of frost from his hands. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your unrelenting force throws the apprentice ice mage back, staggering him. The apprentice ice mage struggles to get up, briefly, then expires. Good riddance. You are victorious.
Damn.
Your health is at 90. There are two paths before you, a surprisingly lush plateau and a dangerous detour trail. Which do you choose?
Lush plateau.
There are two paths before you, a surprisingly lush plateau and a dangerous detour trail. Which do you choose?
Surprisingly lush plateau.
You venture further up the mountain. Sniff, sniff. Is that frost troll you smell? No, something else. You say a prayer to Talos before venturing forward. A vicious saber cat has been stalking you. It leaps out to attack. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
After this quest, I think we're done.
Your war axe chops the saber cat. The saber cat leaps at you. You take 11 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your war axe rends the saber cat. The saber cat leaps at you. You take 11 damage. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your raised zombie bites the saber cat. Your foe breathes its last. Necromancy is always so rewarding. You are victorious. Your health is at 68. You have successfully cleared the mountain pass of evil. This should earn you a generous reward. You made it all the way around the mountain back to where you began. Funny how walking in a circle will do that. The Argonian breathes a sigh of relief and thanks you for putting down every last one of those vile villains. They really had it coming. He tosses you a guide to sitting like a jarl. You'll read this while on the throne. You head out on the road and pass a guard. I heard about you and your honeyed words, he mutters to you, utterly lacking your characteristic swagger. You arrive at a crossroads. In one direction is an isolated shack, in the other is an abandoned tower. Where would you like to go?
Abandoned tower.
Once at the abandoned tower, a Redguard beggar greets you. She tells you of the terrible evil lurking in a nearby forest that has been terrorizing the abandoned tower. Will you lend your spell and steel to her cause?
Yes.
You follow the quest marker to your destination. The forest looks tranquil and calm. What could go wrong? Are you ready to face the peril ahead?
Yes.
There's hanging moss all around, but you decide not to gather it. An apprentice mage appears in front of you. He begins casting a conjuration spell, but does not seem very confident. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your conjured familiar gnashes at the apprentice conjurer. Your attack was not very effective. The apprentice conjurer summons a flame atronach, which scorches you with flames. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your unrelenting force throws the apprentice conjurer back, staggering him. The apprentice conjurer summons a flame atronach, which scorches you with flames. You take 8 damage. What would you like to do?
Oh!
That's it, I think.
Play Skyrim.
We're done.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your war axe slashes deeply into the apprentice conjurer. The apprentice conjurer dies. He probably should have studied in Winterhold a little harder. You are victorious. Your health is at 84.
Suck
Your
it.
skill with arms has increased to level 6. You loot the apprentice conjurer's remains, find a legendary iron dagger, and cast aside your old weapon. There are 2 ways forward, a rock-laden hill and an old hunting trail. Which do you choose?
Old hunting trail.
You move deeper into the forest. You enter what appears to be a recently abandoned camp. An adoring fan has been stalking you for weeks. He's harmless but so annoying. He really needs to die. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Fusro. Your unrelenting force tosses the adoring fan into the air. He crashes to the ground. Your shout skill has increased to level 6. You now command unrelenting force. The adoring fan tries to give you a hug. You take 5 damage. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Futhro Da. Your mighty thumb crashes into your foe. The adoring fan struggles to get up, briefly, then expires. Good riddance. You survived the battle. Your health is at 79. There are 3 paths forward, a magnificent glade, a blossoming grove, and a coniferous glade. Which do you choose?
Blossoming Grove.
You move deeper into the forest. You hear a rustling of leaves. Something else is here. There's a cooking spit in an abandoned camp up ahead. You prepare some apple and cabbage stew. Your health is now at 100. There are 2 paths before you, a suspiciously quiet glade and a root-covered hill. Which do you choose?
Suspiciously quiet glade.
You move deeper into the forest. An abandoned shack has been overrun by moss and vines. Your hair stands on end. An apprentice storm mage stands before you. He seems unsure of his skills. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Futhro Da. Your unrelenting force tosses the apprentice storm mage into the air. He crashes to the ground. The apprentice storm mage attacks, but misses. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your dagger eviscerates the apprentice storm mage. The apprentice storm mage dies. He probably should have studied in Winterhold a little harder. You have triumphed. You have 100 health. There are 2 ways forward, a coniferous glade and a steep hill. Which do you choose?
Steep hill.
You move deeper into the forest. A set of short bushes encircle a small clearing. The sounds emanating from up ahead leave you unsettled. Something large and powerful is moving. You hear heavy clacking noises. A giant mud crab snaps its claws menacingly. You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Use shout.
Futhro Da. Unrelenting force smashes into your foe. The giant mud crab is resistant to that attack. The giant mud crab snaps its huge pincers. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Attack with weapon.
Your dagger cuts the giant mud crab. The giant mud crab snaps its huge pincers. You take 10 damage. What would you like to do?
Use cast spell.
You can attack with weapon, cast spell, use shout, or flee. What would you like to do?
Cast spell.
Your raised zombie slaps the giant mud crab. Your foe falls at your undead thrall's hands. You begin to see why necromancy is banned in some provinces. You have triumphed. You have 80 health. You have successfully cleared the forest of evil. This should earn you a generous reward. You realize the path through the forest loops back to where you started your quest.
You want to end it?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, we'll continue next week.
We have errands to do tomorrow, so the stream's not as long because we had a lot of errands to do tonight. But we got our Christmas shopping done.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. And we've got errands to do tomorrow. And then we'll see you guys again Tuesday for Last of Us.
And Monday for LA Noir. Peace out.
Bye.